You did touch on previously, and I wanted to ask you before, but didn't get the chance. When we were talking about how valuable accounts are there accounts, and I've seen some activity on Facebook groups and in some of our chats, Trumpy chats as well, are there accounts or agencies that, even though they may be valuable in a sense, are there ones that you would steer clear of for, all intents and purposes if people are going to go down the match betting path, even if they're not in Hussla or Trumpy and they're doing match betting on their own? Like, are there accounts that you would suggest people don't use or be really careful when using?
Yeah, so I would always encourage people to use them. However, tread with caution with a number of the smaller ones. In particular, I don't know if you want to name them. Should we name them or nah? I mean, we can.
Doesn't matter.
Nah. Like, I'll be honest with you, Bet Deluxe are probably the snakiest, shittiest customer service and worst people in the industry. They will literally just do whatever it takes to screw you over. And I don't even care if they see this because we're going off history, we're going off our own customer service.
Well, it's not like we're not just making that up.
We're not here to
like,
rinse
there are
them,
lots of people that post, Bet Deluxe get stuff posted on Twitter all the time about their odds are really late to change or whatever, and people load them up and then they just cancel, the horse wins and they cancel the bet or refund it, hours after the race or, things like that. I don't know how you could run a service like that because it's just so dodgy. But I think lots of people, no one's using Bet Deluxe as their main bookie.
No, someone messaged me today about Bet Deluxe and they actually said that they were taking his money and they weren't allowing him to withdraw. So someone actually from another bookie last week, CrossBet, very, very small bookie in Australia, posted a photo and they took a big amount of money off his account. So he created the account, put his money in, and then next minute, 90% of the balance was taken away from him because they didn't want to pay out his bets anymore. So that might sound scary to people, and at the end of the day, it's in their terms and conditions, but in the 7 years that I did it, probably the same with you, did you ever have that happen to you?
No, I've never had that happen to me.
So like, they can do it because it's in their terms, but I guess it only happens if you're doing stupid shit, like using someone else's name with the wrong card, which obviously we don't.
But both of these examples were not that.
But exactly, so this is a bit concerning because if these guys are going to do that, I hope they lose all their business because we will not shy away from telling people honest feedback about certain bookies because we want our customers, and the same with you guys, we want people to make as much money as possible and to obviously look after them if they're going to be in danger of getting scammed by these snakes. Like, we're going to tell them straight out.
Those guys, and like, we're not just here like having a dig at the bookies.
No.
If those guys came to us and said they were scaling or I was using mum's account and I got done. Unfortunately, the reality is like, you stuffed up, you took that risk. That's their right.
Correct.
But if that's happening on your own account and you're doing nothing wrong, and you're just betting, day-to-day betting accounts, like that's pretty cruel.
And this is how ruthless they are. Like Ladbrokes and Neds, the biggest culprit. You'll know what I'm about to say here. They will literally just chase losers. If you lose 2K on your Ladbrokes account, expect someone to message you.
Yeah, call you.
Put 500 in this week, Tom.
VIP text.
We'll give you $500 bonus. It's like you'll put that in, you'll lose that, and next week you get another one, $1,000. And not only you get that, you'll get personal phone calls at the high end, like VIP. We'll take you to the cricket this week, Tom, if you go and put 2K in your fucking Ladbrokes. It's like, mate, like, I don't know how these guys sleep at night, and it's why we get so much passion out of trying to help, because this isn't about us trying to make money, and obviously we're making a living out of this, but I reckon Hussla has made probably close to 2 million now in 18 months across our community. Trumpy would be
not the business, as in
people following Hussla, like they're making money, like 280 people making 300 to 500 a week, 5K a week, like that adds up quick. So that's why we're doing it. We want to try and help and lessen the blow that these bookies are doing to the innocent people that they're just targeting. And you see with the advertising, they don't stop, they don't care, they have no morals, they don't give a shit about you losing your wife or your family or you're not able to put food on the table. All they want you to do is lose money on their platform.
Put more money in your account.
And it's like, hang on a second, well, if they're going to do that, we're going to teach people how to actually beat them and use their stuff that they against them.
The reality is they're using, so the promos and the specials and the way that you teach people how to make money, they're using those to get those losing punters to keep punting. So you can't offer them and go, oh, you guys are, you guys are dogs, you guys are teaching people how to beat us or whatever. You can't go down that path if it's like, you're only offering them so that you can get all these losing punters. And the second someone starts winning on your site or not losing hundreds or whatever, they just ban them. And now you're saying with these smaller bookies, they're taking money off you. Like that's...
Well, this is the thing, they actually can do that. and in their terms they can. But this is where I guess our defense and sustainability shows you how not to get yourself into that situation. However, both these guys were in platinum and they've both been done by these bookies. And I don't know kind of where to proceed with it if I was them and if it does happen to you. I think if it does happen to you, I've had this, send it in to us because we want to hear about it. The more stuff we have about this and
we may as well collate it and collect it.
Correct. And it's pretty embarrassing for those companies. Yeah, if they want to do that, they won't get far in this industry because I guess if you're competing with the big guys, there's 20 other bookmakers. If you're going to do that to your customer who's just
I've never heard of, the reality is I've never heard of Sportsbet doing that or Tab just taking money off people randomly out of nowhere and not even like willing to have a discussion of it or
they told him to get fucked.
Not even going down the stat deck path or it's just, we just decided this so bad. Like that's just
and then after that, the customer service is literally like they treat them like a piece of shit.
Yeah,
that's just like, fuck you, go away, we're not talking about it.
This has been resolved, this is done.
You've just taken my money, mate.
Yeah, there's no discussion.
So it's hard to comprehend, but a lot of people watch this and be like, shit, like that's dangerous. You can get your money taken. Honestly, I've not seen this happen more than once or twice in 8-9 years. And that's a very small bookie that we're talking about here who's just come into the market. So good luck to them if they want to keep doing that. They won't get very far in the industry. But I guess like to answer your question, which started off, is there bookies that you wouldn't recommend or like would stay clear of? Yeah,
just be careful.
Cross, Deluxe. BBet as well, they're kind of like that too. They don't have really many promos. So
I haven't heard of like BBet going down that path.
They'll go with the turnover pathway heavily.
But not like they're just taking money and closing it.
But Deluxe and Crossbet are the two that's actually had that happen to them, I know for sure. So it's interesting, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, there's 20 other bookies you can use and there's always going to be opportunity to make money. And if that does happen, it's not the end of the world. Like you might have to just cop it. It's not a frequent occurrence, so just take it on the chin and keep going.
With the platinum stuff. I was going to mention platinum before because when we were talking about Trumpy growth as well, recently we have had a lot of guys come across from platinum, which has been great. Obviously, you've been doing some pumping up of Trumpy in your service, but the reality is as well, they just eventually come across us. If they start in that match betting space and they want to start making money and they're doing horse promo method and other methods that you guys are teaching, they're really proficient in Betfair. It's a simple progression to come across to Trumpy and use the skills that they've already learned, the platinum guys. And I wanted to touch on it earlier, but forgot to with regards to results. But I know lots of platinum guys listen to this, and a lot of people always ask, why do you record your bonuses 65%? What can be done? I've come across from Hussla Platinum. What are the results like if I'm using Betfair, I'm turning my bonuses over on horses and I'm getting 75, 80% majority of the time. Yeah. What are my results going to look like? And I did quickly run the numbers. I saw one of the guys actually posted this in your Discord. So I've stolen it off Rich. Yeah. So shout out to you, Rich. But just to quickly run the numbers, right? We're sitting at 436 units profit on 65% turnover, right? At 70% turnover, which for most platinum guys would be pretty standard. That's they're sitting at 542 units. So that's an additional 106 units, right? Yeah. At 70%. Then at 75%, it's sitting at 593 units, which is another 51 units on top of that. Yeah. So that's, 593, that's an extra 160 units. 75% I would say would be the standard platinum turnover.
Conservatively, you should be able to get 75 pretty easily.
So they're sitting at just under 600 units since we've started running, right? So 160 units more than the standard results. And then for the guys that are doing 80, so these are your very proficient horse turnover guys. They're sitting at 643 units profit. So that's 200 more units profit. Yeah. Most of those guys that come across from platinum would be operating at $50 unit sizes. Yeah. So that's an additional 10 grand that they'd be in their pocket from following the service. So I just thought that was something because lots of people ask, what am I going to get out of platinum? Even the Trumpy guys. Yeah. Sometimes they're like, would you recommend Hussla Platinum? And not only are you guys teaching them how to make money, the methods, the defense and sustainability for me is the most important part.
Yeah, of course.
If these guys are starting to go bigger, all of our yearly subs, I'm like, guys, if you're going to be here for the year and you're doing 50 plus units, if you're not in Hussla Platinum, and I think there's only 4 of them that aren't.
Really doing, yeah.
I'm like, if you're not doing Hussla Platinum, you better know what you're doing because A, you're going to have your accounts banned, but B, you're leaving so much money on the table and time.
Time's a big one if people fail to understand.
Especially for the yearly guys that are doing, $50, $100, $200 units. Like, time is going to be an important factor. If you're proficient in Betfair and you're using the defense and sustainability methods during races on a Saturday, you can just dedicate your 5 or 6 hours. And like I said, you're going to be plus anywhere from
100 50% more, man.
Yeah, anywhere from 100 to 200 units additional in your pocket. So that's that's the benefit. And for $1,000, that's 20 units for these guys. Like you're making that, you're going to make that back in 1 month on Trumpy. Let alone using the methods that you guys are teaching. So a lot of people do ask the question, should I get on Platinum? And I just thought we may as well just give that a mention because it's something that we probably don't touch on enough.
Yeah.
And I always speak about defense and sustainability as being the most important thing, but so's money. And if you're going to make an additional 200 units, like you said, 50% for most of those guys, like it's a bit of a no-brainer because the results are already. A couple of guys, Noah, I'm not going to say surname, but Noah did a shout out. He's like, it's a genuine no-brainer. Like these guys are guaranteeing me $10,000, and if I don't make $10,000, they're going to give me my $600 yearly sub back. He's like, why would I not subscribe to that?
That was GC, it's another guy, but Noah's on that as well. He's in the yearly too. But the other thing as well with the with Platinum, not only are you going to make more money, obviously with the turnover. Not only are you going to have more defense and sustainability like advice, but when you're placing your bets and turning over your bonuses on sport, number one, it takes you way more time because you have to go and sit there and look, whereas with horse racing, you literally turn it over during the day. But in combination with that, you're actually giving yourself a greater chance at sustainability and defense because you're actually helping the patterns that we want to achieve without going into too much detail with Platinum. Like if you're just placing all promos and then bonuses later, if you look at that as a bookie, they're going to review it straight away, you're done. The account's done. Like it's so obvious. Whereas if you're blending those in and you're turning the horses' bets over with your bonuses, number one, you're saving time and you're blending in more.
Exactly. I think just to clarify, what you're talking about is definitely for like bigger unit punters, your 50, 100. For the guys that are doing 10, 15, 20,
you can get away with
you can start there.
Yes, of course.
Because a lot of our guys are doing that, but we're more talking to the guys that are going 30, 40, $50 units. Once they've built up their bankroll, like it's a no-brainer, in my opinion, to get these skills and knowledge. Plus, like I said, you're going to make more money and you're going to be doing it in a shorter period of time. So, I mean, it's a win-win-win, really.
Yeah, and that's not to like get confused there. Like if you're just doing 10, 20, you're not going to get banned tomorrow if you don't have Betfair knowledge or Platinum knowledge. Like obviously there's probably more than, 200 of your subs aren't Platinum. So they must be doing something right. I think there's maybe like
I reckon
90 to 100 maybe.
I reckon there'd be 100 Platinums close to
we'd have to do a check. I remember it was like 40 like 6 months ago, but that's increased heaps. But it's a thing we've talked about a lot, and a lot of people do ask us or get confused. Like, are you Trumpy? Are you Hussla? I saw someone actually ask, I think you told me yesterday, someone asked, do you have 2 Instagrams? And they thought we were the same
someone
people.
asked in our DMs. They're like, are you guys doing the Hussla stuff as well? I'm like, no, completely different.
Hussla is an education platform and a community which teach people how to use bookies, promo specials, offers, bonuses against them. Essentially, we don't have any kind of risk with any of our methods. When I say risk, your service seems like there is risk, but at the end of the day, you have an edge. And if you're smart and you understand statistics, probability,
there's a risk in the short. There's a risk in the short term.
If you don't get your staking right, if you don't follow the instructions, of course. But if you follow the instructions, get your staking right, turn your bonuses over, you can't lose long term. There's no risk. Yeah. You actually are guaranteed
14
to win.
from 14 profitable months.
Exactly. That's why you have a refund policy.
Reality,
you wouldn't have a refund policy if you could lose because you just literally you're risking money.
Correct.
Because people paying and then you have to refund them. But I guess we're the education platform. We teach a number of different methods. Obviously, free course, Platinum Squad. If you want to take it next level, you go Platinum, sustain it, defend your accounts, etc. And then obviously you're a tipping service, which revolves solely on tipping horses, turning bonuses over.
Yeah, and we obviously use the bookies promos as well.
Correct.
Gives us a bigger edge.
At the end of the day, that's what we rely, both services rely on promos. Those promos are there because there are thousands of losing punters who allow those promos to be there. But like we said before, we don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
Can't see them going anywhere.
So